Hello, my sweet and lovely Leos. This is your horoscope for January 2025. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Welcome to your new month, new chapter, new life, and new story. Now, January will have amazing energies, but in general, we will have very slow start to 2025. First 4 months will have, personal planets retrograding, and personal planets, they affect us directly, meaning through our daily routine, dealings, meetings, people, events, situations. So those personal planets are Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. They all gonna retrograde until April. So if you're planning something very big and serious, better to do that in a second, let's say after 4 months of 2025. Now, first 6th of January, we have Mars retrograding and meaning moving backwards, crawling back. And when planets are retrograding, they are weak, they are not helping at all. They are sort of, they are there, but messing around things, let's say, what they represent. Now, we welcome 2025 with Mars retrograde. It went retrograde since December 2024, and it was retrograding in your sign, my dear Leos, in your first house, but then it's moving backwards. That's why it will crawl into Cancer in your 12th house now on January 6th, right after New Year. So your 12th house will become an area of sort of universe wants you to concentrate on, because Mars is an action planet, is a planet of desire, our motivation, and it will stay there retrograding until February 24, and even longer after. It will go direct so that it will reach your sign in April and will stay until June. You see how long it takes. It will, universe will focus on you and on your house of past, house of privacy, house of solitude. Now, 12th house, where this Mars will be retrograding, beginning from 6th of January, represents everything restricted, everything which we do in private, in solitude. You might start preparing some project, like where you do long hours alone, writing, I don't know, researching, reading something, and behind the doors, like you won't be showing this thing to anyone. Starting from January until pretty much end of February. Some of you guys might rest a lot, go to retreats, like travel to some, I don't know, vacation time, because 12 house is a house of far lands, and especially it's a house of rest and retreats, and a spa, maybe massage, these kind of things, or somewhere near sea, like a vacation where you sleep a lot, because 12 house is about sleeping too. Now, 12 house, as I said, it's also restricted places, like for example military or hospital or prison or library, whatever, like the place is, it sort of has rules and it's restricted, and somewhere sort of far, because Mars rules your house of travel, like 9th house in your natal chart, and it's retrograding in your another far lands house, 12th house. Sort of that place, like restricted place, seems like is somewhere far. You might actually go to that place. You might be visiting someone, let's say in a hospital or in prison, whatever is that. Or to the best way, actually, the better way to say is more to go to some island, because island is also a restricted place, right? It's surrounded by water, and to be stuck on island, for example. Or you might decide actually for the next 2 months to start your 2025 rejuvenated, like full of energy. You first will concentrate on your well-being, like subconscious mind, also spirituality, mental state, all these things at 12th house. And for that, you will go to some sort of island to stay there and, let's say, chill, or with some group to some retreat, like religious retreat, especially those sacred places. Also 12th house, rules, to some, I don't know, near sea, near water, near nature. All this is 12th house. And in general, you might feel actually that your desire and motivation might drop a bit, because it's exactly, it's a hidden house. 12th house is the last houses of our chart, and that's why it's hidden. It's a house of past. You might go back to some places where you've been before or where you know perfectly, or you might start digging something, some information. I don't know, maybe family secrets, or simply like in archive, for example, trying to find some information. If you are working in this kind of professional areas like gold miners, I don't know, mining, it's also all about 12th house, because 12th house is something to dig out from earth. So sort of you might, I don't know, mm, start gathering, let's say, minerals, crystals, stones. All these things are 12th house. Now it's also a hotel, 12th house, it's all the places where we sleep. And you might be also stuck, let's say, in a hotel. If it's not, and it's amazing, right, to be stuck in a hotel. And you might like, actually, as I said, because it's like a sleeping place plus it is a restricted place, it can be hospital. Some of you guys might need a surgery right in the beginning of 2025, because Mars rules all things sharp, including surgical knives. And some of you guys might need some sort of medical procedures, not necessarily something serious, but could be something very, I don't know, like plastic surgery. But I really don't advise you to do plastic surgeries when Mars retrograde. Anyhow, sort of unplanned, surgeries is okay. But if you are planning something, try to postpone it after April, because until April, we really don't have a good planetary energy for plastic surgeries, for planned, any kind of planned also surgeries. Better, like, of course, if it's emergency, then we do it. But if it's not, better to move it, actually. Now, but anyhow, some of you guys might experience some sort of surgeries, medical procedures, and spend some time at hospital, let's say. Or it can be also rehab, I don't know, some place which is like restricted, and also there are medical workers around. Plus, Mars rules your ninth house. It might be actually you will have like a foreign doctor, some foreign specialist, some invited specialist, as an example. Now, some of you guys might totally go into study, as I said, like to sit something and research alone in solitude, and it might be that you are writing your research, like degree, master's degree, thesis, something researching until end of February. Seems like Mars will keep you head into those papers and books and I don't know, articles, and you will sort of write that your thesis, as an example, if you're a student. If not, then it could be some sort of project, um, something related to work also. Now let's talk about full moon, January 13th. We have one of like good and amazing full moons, which is happening exactly in your this 12th house that I was talking about just now. And that full moon will be conjunct Mars, because Mars is there retrograding since January 6th. Now, those of you who are born 15th of August, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this full moon, because it's happening at 23 degrees. Now, full moons, they are conclusions, they bring usually logical conclusion to a situation that is already in your life, nothing new, or they put some light into some situation, they reveal something, sort of. It's not necessarily, again, it's nothing new. It's just, it might be that you not being like noticing things around, something important coming to light and to putting into your attention, let's say, by universe. Now, this full moon will have a surprise effect, because Uranus will be very active. It will have exact aspect to that full moon, positive one, sort of opportunity aspect there, from your 10th house. Now, 10th house is house of career. It's the highest, house in our chart. It's an amazing one, where we are visible, actually. But full moon is appearing in your 12th house. It seems like if you've been hiding and doing something to your career, towards your career, like towards the advancement of your career, like applying to some new job or a new position, or you have these talks, let's say, behind the scenes with your manager about your promotion, like, and in general, like to some CEO or manager, or I don't know, senior manager position, sort of promotion, or totally new job and new career, that thing will become sort of unknown for everyone, because full moon puts light, as I said, and seems like you will not keep that secret. You won't be able to keep it secret, my dear Leos. And 12th house is also about a house of secrets. Any like secrets related to your career decisions or career moves, also related to your social status. Like if you've been trying to keep secret, that you are getting married, let's say, from, I don't know, from family and friends for whatever reason, or that you are pregnant, that thing also will spill out, let's say. This full moon will, show all that is hidden, because 12 house is a hidden house and house of secrets. So take good care, and that will be shocking thing. Of course, it will be sort of positive, but just so you're ready that it can still shock you, because Uranus is a planet of shock, and like this kind of unexpected surprises planet. It loves to do these kind of things. Now, Uranus naturally rules your house of committed love partnerships and business partnerships, and it really seems like it might be related to some contract that you already signed, or you're gonna sign, about your promotion or about a new career like path, or it can be related to your social status. For example, that you are maybe divorcing, but you are trying to keep it secret, for example, or maybe getting married, vice versa. But again, all these things will be sort of kind of shocking. But I cannot say that it will be negative, more of a positive thing. And plus, it's conjunct Mars, and it seems like everything that is involved there might be involved with a foreign too, someone who speaks different language, who's from different background, like cultural background, and etc. Now, and also here, it might be, if you say it's not about my social status, or it's not about my career, like for example, you wanted to keep secret that you're becoming unemployed. It also can be happening here, and or vice versa, that you got a job, now you're becoming employed. That thing won't be easy to keep, hiding. Now, if you say all those things are not my topic, it doesn't relate to me, it can be about, actually, like it might be about your father or someone who you respect and obey, because 10th house, where Uranus is sending this amazing beam to that full moon, is about your father, is about your manager, for example, who you should respect and obey, sort of like follow the rules. And it can be their life, something going on there which will shock you, positively shock you. Like it might be their situation, that they are, I don't know, for example, immigrating somewhere, or moving somewhere, or taking a vacation that they never in life taken ever. So you are kind of shocked, but at the same time happy for them, because they worked their whole life to support you, and in general themselves and all the stuff. This come like as an example, my dear Leos. Now, 28th of January, we have Mercury moving into your 7th house. Like end of January will keep you quite busy around your contractual agreements. When Mercury is a planet of agreements, signing papers, ideas, communication, talks, there will be a lot of talks about, I don't know, maybe promotion, maybe forging some agreement, some deal. Doesn't matter what is your professional area. So, your professional area might buzz, or you might try to, convince someone to make a collaboration with you, to work with you. So there will be a lot of back and forth communication there. Or also, 7th house is all about like committed partnerships. And here again, you might be quite busy with your spouse or wife, especially if you work together or you do same business, as an example. Now, the next day, one of the biggest transits happening of this year, we will have N plus January lunar nodes moving, changing signs. Now, this is very important in astrology, and I talked about this a lot in your 2025 horoscope. If you haven't checked, Go on my channel and check that for your sign. I gave quite a lot of examples and detailed information, but I will make a whole separate video on this lunar nodes because this is huge topic. Because of this lunar nodes, we have eclipses, and eclipses, I call them rocket ships, and these eclipses, they change our life drastically. In a split second, we can go up and down, uh, depending on your situation. And eclipses, are very important tools of universe to change the direction of your life to the right path. It's always for your own benefit. Always remember that. Now, and I will make a whole video, so stay tuned for that video in January, my dear Leo. Subscribe and always check your rising sign because that's the most powerful and usually affecting and strongly affecting us. But sometimes it can be sun or sometimes it can be moon sign too. So better to check three and compare which one is affecting you the most. Same with January horoscope, my dear Leos. Now, these lunar nodes, I would briefly mention here. They are always two. North node will move into your 8th house. South node will move into your 2nd house. Now, these between 8th and 2nd, there is a line, on the sky, and that line, that axis is called financial axis, meaning your financial situation is getting changed in upcoming a year and a half, because that's how long this lunar nodes will stay in those signs, and eclipses will be falling to into these signs to change your life. Now, 8th house and 2nd house is all about your income, is all about your money, how much you earn, how you earn, and also the money that comes to you from other people, government, like for example scholarships, I don't know, some financial help, bank loans, your tax situation too. Also, like how many income source you have. A lot of Leos will change job or workplace, and in general, like a area of work, professional area. This will be huge topic in upcoming a year and a half. So stay tuned for the video. Now, the same day, January 29th, we have new moon in your 7th house. Now, this is sugar sweet new moon, 9 degrees. Those of you who are born 1st August, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most with this new moon. Now, new moon is new energy, and Jupiter, planet of luck and abundance, will make amazing aspect to that new moon from your house of future wishes and hopes. Now, new moons, they are, as I said, new energies. By the end of January, you might be extra happy around your love relationship, like taking your love relationship to the next level. If you've been dating for a long time, you might decide actually to pop the proposal, as an example. You might decide to get engaged. You might decide to get married, I don't know, or to move in, let's say, if that is your stage of your relationship. So it can be sort of a very happy moment to, like, within your relationship area. Now, for some of you guys, it might be totally about business, like your work. The 7th house is all about those relationships where we have contractual agreement, like between you and your employer, for example. And it can be that there is a new contract signing moment, and that contract seems like you wished for a long time to sign. You were like happy, and you've been like progressing, let's say, taking steps one step at a time so that you reach the goal, because Jupiter is in 11th house. Now, 11th house is all about future, all about dreams and wishes, something that you wished for a long time, like some contract or some collaboration. If you work, I don't know, in sales or whatever is your professional area, there is a sort of a two parties who will agree on something, and you will be crazy happy about that. It most probably can be related to your own business, because like opening your own business could be here too. And if this is the case, I would actually advise you to postpone that because Mars is retrograding. But okay, anyhow, this new moon's energy is very lovely. You might redo some things within your business if you anyhow sign the paper. But it seems like, my dear Leos, you will do so. You might open your own business, as an example. Now, also Jupiter, because it rules your house of children, because in Jupiter, significator of children in general, some of you guys might have a news sort of that you are pregnant or you are giving birth, let's say. This will be a very amazing moment, turning point. Plus, seventh house is all about also lawsuits. If you have lawsuit, like let's say if you're in a lawsuit or some, I don't know, involved in some legal case, this new moon has power to deliver you amazing news that is in your favor. Now, and lastly, January 30, we have Uranus, planet of surprises and shock, going direct in your 10th house. Now, the Uranus, stays in one sign for 7 years. And this year, Uranus will change sign. So it's getting full force until July. So in July, it will switch signs. And for the past 7 years, it was in your 10th house. Now, 10th house is all about career. It's the highest house in our chart. And a lot of you guys, my dear Leos, you've changed your career path totally. Like being, I don't know, a dancer, and now you're a photographer, or totally different, like a cook, or being like working from home to work, like start working corporate life, as an example. So there could have been ups and downs, because Uranus, I call this planet roller coaster. It always gives these sort of vibrations, and in general events in life in that area, up and down all the time. And some things could have been quite shocking there, like for everyone and to you too, because if you've whole life, let's say, since childhood, you always thought you want to be a, let's say, a doctor or surgeon, but when Uranus hit 7 years ago your 10th house, meaning back in 2018 2019, since then you might have sort of surprised everyone around you and yourself that you decided, no, I don't want to be doctor or surgeon. Actually, I want to do something else. So there could have been situations and related to you and unrelated, let's say, that could have turned sharply, let's say, your direction of your career. And also there were positive moments, like signing opportunity agreements and contracts. It was an amazing one, because Uranus naturally rules your seventh house. Plus, it's about social status. Some of you guys might have, again, up and down in around your what's your social status, like are you employed or unemployed, or are you married or you divorced or you're single. Because 10th house is all about that, and plus Uranus rules your marriage house. A lot of you guys might have let's say, got married and then divorced, and it could have been even a couple of times within past 7 years, my dear Leos. Now, this was your horoscope for January. I wish you amazing January. Love you all. Bye bye.